Abiola, what is wrong?
I feel so weak. Mama, so much. We're here.
Some people believed evil announces itself loudly. That betrayal comes with shouting, threats, and open hatred. But what if I told you that the most dangerous enemy is the one who smiles at you, sits beside you, calls you family, and waits patiently until everything you love is gone? This is not a story about jealousy alone. It is not just a story about polygamy. It is a story about silence, envy, and a woman who entered a home quietly and left it in ruins. Stay with me, because what happened in this Yoruba household will make you question trust, loyalty, and the price of ignoring warning signs. This is Abiola's story, and Kama was watching. Abiola used to believe that destiny announced itself loudly. She believed danger came with warning signs, raised voices, open hostility, obvious hatred. She believed betrayal arrived wearing an angry face, easy to recognize, impossible to mistake. But life taught her a hidden lesson, that sometimes destiny walks quietly into your life, wearing a familiar face, smiling softly, kneeling respectfully, and waiting patiently until it has taken everything you love. Her name was Sade. They were classmates in secondary school in Ibadan, the kind of school where the walls were cracked, desks were shared, and dreams were whispered during break time under mango trees. They wore the same uniforms, complained about the same teachers, and laughed like girls who believed the world was still fair. Sade was confident, admired, and unusually observant. Even then, she liked to watch people closely, as though she was studying their lives rather than living her own. Abiola never suspected anything. They were young, and young people trust easily. Back then, Abiola's home was her refuge. Her father, Baba Kunle, was a respected man in their Yoruba community. His voice carried weight in village meetings. Elders listened when he spoke. Younger men greeted him with bowed heads. At home, he ruled with authority, firm, unquestioned, emotionally distant. Her mother, Mama Bose, balanced him. Mama Bose was gentle, prayerful, endlessly patient. She believed love could soften even the hardest hearts. She woke before dawn to sweep the compound, whispering prayers as the sky slowly changed color. At night, she gathered her children together for devotion, her voice calm, steady, reassuring. Their house was not wealthy, but it was alive. There was laughter in the evenings, the smell of soup drifting through the compound, and Mama Boss's soft voice calling everyone together before sleep. Even when life was difficult, her presence made it bearable. She was a kind of woman who held a family together, quietly, without noise, without praise. Then Sade appeared again. When Babakunle announced he was taking another wife, confusion swept through the household. Polygamy was not strange in Yoruba land, but something about this decision felt rushed, secretive, cold. There had been no warning, no gradual preparation. Mama Bosse did not argue. She did not fight. She did not beg. She simply grew quieter, as though her spirit had sensed danger long before her mind could catch up. Her laughter faded, her prayers grew longer. Her eyes carried a weight Abiola had never seen before. Then the new wife arrived. When Sade stepped into their compound as Babakunle's wife, Abiola felt the world tilt beneath her feet. She recognized her immediately. Sade greeted everyone properly, kneeling low, calling Mama Bosse Ma, speaking with humility that impressed the elders. Neighbors praised her manners. They called her respectful, well-trained, a blessing. But Abiola saw something else. Sade's eyes lingered too long. They measured, they calculated. When they rested on Mama Bosse, there was something cold beneath the smile. Quiet hostility that words could not explain. From that day, the atmosphere in their home shifted. It did not change suddenly. It changed slowly, like water heating over fire. Strange things began to happen. Mama Bosse's health declined without explanation. She complained of constant weakness, loss of appetite, sleepless nights filled with disturbing dreams. She prayed harder, fasted longer, withdrew into herself. Sometimes Abiola woke in the middle of the night and found her mother sitting alone in the dark, whispering prayers with tears streaming down her face. When asked what was wrong, Mama Bosse only said, "Ọlọ́run má sọ wá, God will watch over us." She told no one what she feared. Then one morning, without warning, Mama Bosse collapsed. By evening, she was gone. Her death came suddenly and left them shattered. There were no explanations that satisfied the hearts, only confusion, grief, and a hurried burial. Abiola stood at the graveside, watching the earth cover the woman who gave her life, feeling as though her future was being buried with her. The house fell silent. After that, not peaceful silence, empty silence. Sade mourned the loudest. She cried openly, rolled on the ground, attracting sympathy from everyone. People praised her devotion. Babakunle leaned on her, completely blinded by grief in his pain. He handed her trust without question, and with trust came control. After Mama Bose's burial, Sade changed. She moved fully into her room, rearranged the house, erased her presence as though she had never existed. Photographs disappeared, routines changed, rules were rewritten overnight. The warmth that once filled the home vanished, replaced by fear disguised as discipline. Then Sade gave birth to a daughter. Her name was Dami. From the moment that child arrived, everything revolved around her. She was celebrated loudly. The best food, the finest clothes, the softest words, all were reserved for her. Sade made no attempt to hide her preference. If Dami cried, the whole house froze. If Abiola or her siblings cried, they were called stubborn and ungrateful. Their father saw nothing wrong, blinded by late fatherhood, joy, and Sade's constant whispers. He doted on the child endlessly. Meanwhile, the older children became strangers in their own home. Food was controlled. Affection was rationed. Silence became survival. As years passed, things that belonged to Mama Bose quietly disappeared. Lands were sold, properties changed names, documents vanished. Whenever questions were raised, Sade answered confidently, and Babakinle nodded in agreement. Their inheritance dissolved before their eyes. School became their escape. They studied with hunger in their stomachs and pain in their hearts. Education felt like the only door still open. One by one, opportunities came. Scholarships, recommendations, small chances that grew into liveliness. They left that house gradually, each carrying scars, but also determination. And that was when karma began to stir. Sade's control weakened. Illness visited her repeatedly. Sleep abandoned her. Fear replaced confidence. People began to whisper. Even Dami grew distant. One night, broken by guilt and fear, Sade confessed before Babakunle and the village elders. She admitted her involvement in dark spiritual practices. She confessed that jealousy and desperation drove her to destroy Mama Bose so she couldn't take her place. The truth rose like a storm. Babakunle collapsed under the weight of guilt. The elders acted swiftly. Sade was driven out of the village in shame. No ceremony, no mercy. Karma did not spare Babakunle either. Loneliness became his inheritance. Regret followed him until the end. Abiola and her siblings did not celebrate because nothing can replace a mother. Today, they stand successful, independent, healing. The children once silenced found their voices. The ones once neglected found their words. This story is not told for revenge. It is told as a reminder. As you do, so shall you receive. Karma may be slow, but it is patient, and it never forgets an address.